12,000 Stellar XLM or 8,000 Algorand. Which one is the better buy if I could only pick one and had $1,000? If you guys want to see more comparison videos, by the way, like this, let me know down below in the comments and let me know which cryptos you want to see me go head to head. I'd be very interested to see what you guys put out there. But that being said, Algorand and XLM, these are both two cryptos that are beat up a lot. They're suppressed a lot. They're utility-based coins. XLM is focused on peer-to-peer payment, cross-border payments, person-to-person. Algorand is built to be an enterprise scalable blockchain. The first one that became carbon negative, claiming to have solved the trilemma. And these are two very discounted cryptos. And this is even with Bitcoin recently breaking 30K, which it looks like it probably will do it again by the time this video is up there. And so if you're looking to get into some altcoins that are down considerably, these are probably two that are on your watch list. Now, Stellar has the catalyst of XRP, Ripple, potentially winning their case soon, so that could send it soaring in the short term. And then Algorand, they've been beat up considerably from many negative catalysts. The My Algo wallet hack, the FIFA partnership falling through, being called a security, the bear market where people were saying Stacey Warden and the team was selling tokens to pay off employees, a rumored bicycle club fundraiser. So a lot of negative catalysts that pushed Algorand down the gutter. And then Stellar is just, a lot of people are scared because they think XRP is going to lose the case. And whether that happens or not, it is a risk. But if you're trying to find some altcoins that are beat up considerably and you think both of these are going to go to new all-time highs or at the very least go up a lot higher from where we see the prices now, in 2025, now might be a great time to look at this. But if you only have, let's just say $1,000, you only have limited funds to invest and you can only pick one, that's what this video is about. So let's go over Stellar first. So Stellar right now, it's been pretty stable. It's one of the quote unquote stable coins, people call it, because it doesn't really do much price action. It hasn't really done much in the last 3 years. Again, this is due to Ripple. They're pretty much cousins. I would even call them brothers because one of the co-founders of XRP, Jed McCaleb, is the founder of XLM. And although it's not a fork of XRP, I do hear that from time to time people call it a fork. It's not a fork, it's its own coin. XLM is closely tied to XRP. So if XRP wins their case, you're going to see XRP rip it, but you're also going to see XLM ride some of those coattails on the way up. So XLM, right below 9 cents, 2.3 billion market cap. They got a little under 27 billion in circulating supply. They have a 50 billion coin cap. Okay, they used to have 100 billion. They burned half of that. Did very well for their tokenomics. Although the inflation is pretty high, they got 46% to add to circulation. The full diluted market cap is of roughly 4.5 billion, which is a mid cap. Average hold time is increased, and I noticed 48 days. If you click the year chart, it is down only 24%. It reached 14 cents August of last year, right? And then when you click the all category, it peaked twice. So this is an older crypto. And man, whoever bought it here less than a penny was chilling. And it still is chilling because it's, almost 9 cents. So the all-time high was back in 2018, 94 cents. And then the new previous all-time high, which was reached in May of 2021, was 80 cents. And that was while Ripple was still in litigation. So that's actually pretty good. For them to reach not a new all-time high, but get pretty close to that while being in a suppressed environment, I actually like that a lot. I love Stellar's utility. I like their partnership with MoneyGram. I think that was a huge key partnership. They have what's called their Stellar Aid Assist program. They're trying to help people that are in unbanked countries or don't have access to banks, don't want banks, to have banking services. I think that's very valuable. I said it time and time again that I think XLM Stellar is the closest thing to doing what crypto was originally created to do, be a peer-to-peer payment. And that is why I love this crypto so much, because it's fast to use, it's cheap to use, it's green, it's easy to use, and now their partnership with MoneyGram lets anybody to use their network convert anything from fiat to precious metals, anything to whatever cryptocurrency they want to convert it to in any country. So it makes it very convenient for worldwide payments. So if you think about Stellar someday being used to a high extent, this is where I see the price potential for XLM absolutely exploding, because in order to maintain the network, you have to have Stellar to do it. And that's something we don't see talked about too much with XLM. You have to hold their coin to utilize their network. So thus it gives it utility. Also, a portion of XLM is burned for fees as well. So it does have utility itself in a coin, but the network itself is the huge draw to it. And the partnership at MoneyGram, we're going to see the key aspects of that, the benefits of that come out in the near future. Right now we're not seeing a ton of people use it, but I do believe when crypto gets more clarity, at least here in the US, and we see more exposure worldwide, we're not going to change these countries from just adding banks or changing people's opinions to use banks. Some people really don't like banks or don't want to use banks or don't have access to banks. And so this is where I see Stellar having a very important utility that I think is frankly not going to go unnoticed for much longer in the future. And 94 cents previous all-time high. This is down over a 10x. And I've been stacking this on my Coinbase card. Every transaction I made, I mean, it used to be a 4% cashback in Stellar XLM. Now it's 1%. I hope they bring it back up again. But regardless, I've been stacking it quietly. I also been buying it. I haven't bought it recently, but I had bought it in the past. So I do have a pretty good bag of Stellar, and I am still very bullish on it. I like the team. I like the utility. I like their partnerships. And I think it's going to be a focal point in the future when we think more about cross-border payment solutions. Now let's go over to Algorand. Algorand is a very controversial crypto right now. Some people think it's going to zero. Some think it's going to a new all-time high. I'm kind of in between. I normally would say it would reach a new all-time high if it was still holding at like the 50-cent level. But because it got suppressed so much and got called a security, I think there's a chance that Algorand will not reach a new all-time high this bull cycle. But that's not to say we wouldn't see some crazy multipliers still. I mean, Algorand right now is 13 cents. To get back to $2 is almost a 20x. And that's just $2. So I still think there's multiplier potential for Algorand this bull cycle. But now if you're talking about the SEC, potentially losing their case to Ripple and losing their case to Coinbase and Binance and all these claims of what securities goes out the door, you're talking about the change coming off for Algorand as well. So this is why I say in the short term, if XRP wins their case, we might see Algorand just balloon back up to maybe 25 cents or more. Very possible, guys. Right now, it got suppressed a lot because of all those negative catalysts I mentioned. But being called a security by the SEC was a big one to drop it to this low. And Algorand was one of the few cryptos, few layer one blockchains that reached a new all-time low of 9 cents. And for any of you who bought it when it dipped below 10 cents, you're going to be up in profit for a long time. I mean, even if it gets back down there, it's very unlikely to reach below 10 cents again, unless we see a big drop in Bitcoin. Like Algorand, 13 cents. This is the true definition of if you don't love me at my worst, don't be there for my best. Algorand is beat up considerably to the point where even the most Algorand bulls in this market are starting to sell. Emotions run very high in this market. We know this. We're going to continue to see this. And if you're selling Algorand right now, you're essentially selling at the bottom. And listen, if you're just consolidating and you're doing what's best for you, nothing against that. You do what's best for you. But if you're just selling Algorand because you're scared of the price action, just know that that's a very common thing that happens time and time again, especially in this market. Algorand is beat up considerably, which is why I say you're not going to see too many people say, this is great. I love this. The majority of people, especially retail, are going to see this. They're going to click the all-time chart and see the $3 all-time high. They're going to say, I'm getting out. It's a bad investment. Every investment you make when it comes to altcoins is a risk. There is no risk-free investment unless you go only Bitcoin. I would even go to put Ethereum in that conversation, but even Ethereum has some risk being a proof-of-stake crypto. There's always risk. But if you want that potential high reward as well, this is where I think Algorand, especially at this price, is definitely a steal. Their transaction speed's pretty fast, 6,000 per second. They had a recent upgrade for that. That's very fast. They've never been forked, meaning their blockchain was never split. This happens a lot when either blockchains have upgrades or something happens with the transactions. So if a transaction fails on a blockchain and they can't move past it, often this forks it. And then it makes it a little annoying to find the transaction history, and you don't want to see a blockchain fork too much. So Algorand prides itself on being a forkless chain. It never went down. You don't just see a giant reset button. So Algorand's a very secure blockchain. A lot of people I notice are confusing their my algo third-party wallet hack and putting that as their blockchain being bad. The blockchain itself was never hacked and never forked. So I still think it's solid tech, has a great leader behind it. And I do think their fundamentals will eventually save them from this suppression in price. I think it lies key on Ripple, specifically XRP, winning against the SEC. Now, if they lose this case against the SEC, it will affect Algorand because everybody will be like, oh my God, is Algorand next? So this, in my opinion, is a high reward, high risk play. And now the hard question everybody's been waiting for. Which one would I pick if I had to pick one? Ah, man. I mean, normally if I had $1,000, I would just split it between these two, 500 in each. But if I had to pick one right now, oh man, it's such a hard question because I love the utility of XLM. It's suppressed, but I also love layer one blockchains, the ecosystems, and I think Algorand got beat up more than it should. If I had to go just on the price action right now, I would pick Algorand only because Algorand is beat up a lot more than it should be. And XLM has been pretty much around 9 cents, 8 cents, for a while now. So I think we're going to have a longer time to accumulate XLM unless this case gets resolved like in the next couple of weeks. But Algorand, I don't think it'll stay below 15 cents too much longer. I think the 9 cent to 15 cent range for Algorand is a deal of a lifetime. And just with the negative catalyst coming out, I think it's only a matter of time before Algorand eventually recovers. Which is why if I had to pick right now, I would pick Algorand. I would rather buy 8,000 Algorand at this price over 12,000 Stellar XLM. By the way, if you want to reach out to me, talk to me, see what crypto I'm buying, selling, trading, or just be a part of a like-minded support group of beginner and advanced investors, feel free to join my Patreon and Discord. The link to that will be in the description. I would love to see you there. But I want to hear from you. Which one of these two would you pick right now if you can only pick one? And do you hold these two in your portfolio right now? Let me know down below in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. It really helps so much. With that being said, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.